By now, you've seen this series called Skibidi Toilet. It's taken the YouTube Shorts format by storm, reaching unbelievable view counts. Skibidi Toilet is a series made by Da Fuck Boom, a Source filmmaker animator who's been creating a similar style of animation since 2017, with assets from the game Half-Life 2. His other series like Male_07 would gain attention, however Skibidi Toilet in particular threw his channel's sub count just into the fucking stratosphere. I can respect Gmod and SFM shitposting getting more attention like this. I first saw the series on Twitter claiming that it was the Gen Alpha Slenderman, which, you know, I can see what they mean, but usually they were viewing it in a more negative light or cringing at it. Granted, there's nothing wrong with liking or not liking the series, but let's not lie to ourselves here. This is just crude Gmod machinima, but in 2023. Gmod Idiotbox, Gorgeous Freeman, Team Fabulous 2. I mean, it's the same thing, but now with the RTX update of TikTok format. Hey, just look at this. It deserves to be at the Smithsonian. We just got older and we're just watching the same thing, but with a new lens. That way, we realize how stupid the stuff we were watching really was. In fact, the series got so popular that on April 19th of 2023, Da Fuck Boom had an estimate of around 1,650,000 subscribers. As of writing this on the 13th of July, he now has 18.8 million subscribers. In 3 months, he has earned himself a handsome 17,150,000 subscribers. After one swift look at the comments on these videos, you quickly begin to realize why Skibidi Toilet is so popular. Kids. These grammatical error breathers have swarmed to the comments, making wild speculations and ideas, even as going as far as role-playing in character for the series, making merchant shops or making log entries, in essence, making it an ARG, like Petscop, like Alan Tutorials. Where there's a child audience, let there be plagiarism. You've had puppies playtime, got enough Ban, and now get ready for Skibidi Toilet marketable plushies for your 8-year-old child. I'm not kidding. They look so cheaply made, found in the back alley Chinese bargain bin or something. As of recording, there are 48 episodes, and I'm going to go through each one with a quick summary, ending it with its view count. And at the end of this video, I'm going to add all of these views together. Alright, I can't believe I'm doing this. If the song sounds familiar, you may have heard it from this, or maybe this. Other memes from the same TikTok incubate. The song that we hear is the remix Give It To Me Skibidi Bop TikTok remix, which is both a remix of Timbaland's Give It To Me and Bisa King's Dum Dum Yes Yes. The model of the head is the Male_07 model from Half-Life 2.
No matter how many times I've been relocated, I never get used to it.
Honestly, it's kind of a crime that the new audience who find these TikToks or YouTube shorts will not even know what a Half-Life is. The appeal of these videos isn't the game, it's the dumb songs, the silly faces, and how more and more chaotic this series becomes. The first few videos were clearly made as dumb jokes without much thought, and seeing his first video get views, he figured he could make another. As it stands, episode 1 has 70 million views, and episode 2 has 90 million views. Da Fuck, realizing something was on his hands, decided to expand on the law and make Killer Toilet People. Similar to the first one, they sing the funny song, but suddenly, a third one appears, eventually turning into the skull emoji. In the third episode, we now see an army of Skibidi toilets who have evolved from urinals. In front is a large Skibidi toilet, leading the normal ones towards the city, eventually killing the cameraman. Again, zero meaning yet, just seems like a silly video that took off. 88 million views. In this one, we see regular people dining in a restaurant, when suddenly, oh my god, a Skibidi toilet bursts in. Then the camera zooms out and then more appears. And then the restaurant attendees also turn into Skibidi toilets. Bear with me, I know I'm not trying to rationalize this. 63 million views. In the next one, we see the military has been called in, but people are pointing up to reveal that there are flying Skibidi toilets, appearing as if they warp speeded in from another planet, releasing more Skibidi toilets to terrorize the people with bathroom amenities or something. 61 million views. Episode 6 goes back to its roots, just being this goofy video with catchy music before he eats the camera with a jumpscare face. Ah, so spooky. 82 million views. Attention now, Lawmasters. This is where the resistance comes in. In this, we now get Cloverfield-like POV cameras. We then discover a way to defeat the Skibidi toilets. Oh, thank God. What could have I done without that knowledge? Yay. But now, we are introduced into the new character. The G-Man Skibidi toilet. G-Man, for you kids by the way, is a character from the game Half-Life. To be brief, he's like the shadow government for aliens. He's very mystical and he wears a suit, like a real CIA alien. By the way, the G-Man Skibidi toilet is an official name coined by the Skibidi toilet wiki. There's a whole list of variants of Skibidi toilets that go into great detail about them. They even have a section for attack abilities and damage stats like they're a fucking Pokemon. 94 million views. A new challenger approaches. Men with cameras for heads. In the end, we can see our character is one of them, judging by his sleeves and gloves. 116 million views. In this one, we see that the Skibidi toilets have established themselves in society. People are walking in the background. It's a harmonious society. They've built themselves a toilet statue with a memorial for the first Skibidi toilet. Though, they do get angry when our cameraman approaches, as he flushes them down themselves. We then see our character vandalize the memorial with a CCTV decal. Suddenly, there are Skibidi toilet police. A war has been declared between the cameramen and the Skibidi toilets. This is where we see the views begin to rise high. You can almost see the moment this series just about reached everyone in human existence, sitting at around 163 million views. The Gangnam Style of TikTok. We further see how far the Skibidi toilets have settled into society, having their own Catholic church where they gather and say the same brain-melting TikTok buzz songs. In this, we see cameramen break in and kill the priest toilet, just as he's about to kill the cameraman again. Holy shit. As it turns out, our point of view was always from a cameraman, but in the literal sense, these are cameramen. When we watch something, we never take into consideration about who's behind the camera. This series puts a focus on that, physically manifesting the man behind the camera into a literal cameraman. At the end of every Skibidi, I can't take myself seriously. At the end of every Skibidi episode so far, the cameras were killed by the toilets. And now, the cameras are having a resistance. I wrote this. Episode 10 is the first episode where our cameraman doesn't die, saved by other camera people, possibly other participants recording their parts of the war. What we've seen so far are different perspectives of many cameramen. 110 million views. In this one, we see the war progress forward, with larger toilets marching towards and now killing regular people, not just cameramen. 97 million views. 12 starts in the middle of a battle. Defeating one toilet, our cameraman is overrun by another, eventually being saved by a larger cameraman that the wiki calls Large Cameraman. We then see the G-Man Skibidi toilet again. He's kind of like the final boss of the series, and this time he's entered stage 2 with laser eyes. 115 million views. A new cameraman is introduced called the Camera Strider, and at this point, I can respect the imagination of the fucked has for the series. At the end, our cameraman is soon suicide bombed by a kamikaze Skibidi toilet. 78 million views. This one is unremarkable at first, until we march towards the end, a new toilet barges through, and clean houses the camera army, named Giant Rocket Skibidi Toilet. Grade A creative writing, guys. 88 million views. Cameraman plants an IED and blows it up, just like the American military. 66 million views. This one, we see the cameramen have disguised the camera as a toilet, sending it into a toilet facility to spy on them. He gets found out and bursts out a new creation. Aptly named
Spider Skibidi Toilet.
102 million views. Good grief, that's a lot. The Skibidi toilets turn out to be having a council meeting, but then the cameraman smites them with the light of God. To no avail, they are overrun, and they are killed. 192 million views. Could I have some of those? With the advent of new Skibidi toilet technology, hope is seemingly lost for the cameramen. Until it isn't. Introducing the Titan Cameraman. I need to remind you that I have no idea what I'm reading out loud, but I like views. 137 million views. In this, we get to see the abilities of the Titan Cameraman, such as being able to brain melt the toilet guys with his Iron Man life core thing. 180 million views. Finally, the Camera Titan comes toe-to-toe with the G-Man Skibidi toilet, but ultimately, he is overwhelmed after the giant rocket Skibidi toilet sempifies his way to toilet glory. 77 million views. Rest in peace, soldier. Finally, the cameramen have their hands on a sleeping toilet, ready to interrogate. Alright, there's a couple things I want to know. Let's get down to brass tacks. If you're a toilet, how do you go to the toilet? Suddenly, the toilet sounds some sort of alarm, alerting the G-Man toilet to their whereabouts. They're dead. 93 million views. In episode 22, there's more war efforts as usual, but this time, 2 cameramen are able to pull the plug on G-Man Skibidi Scat toilet. But their efforts are fruitless, as he resists death, killing his pursuers. Our cameraman looks on, as we are jump scared by a new form of toilet. The used IKEA display toilets! Just kidding, it's a multi-head toilet. I'm slowly giving up on this. The Titan camera is being repaired before the toilets rudely barge in, realizing they got the wrong room. They apologize and they leave. Oh, how nice. 97 million views. During the midst of defeat and a near-death experience, we are rescued by an ally. Not a cameraman, but a speaker man. He speaks a lot. This is a metaphor to stop the toilets from playing this really grating song out of our speakers. I hear this song in my sleep sometimes. 194 million views. In this one, we could see the tactics ordered by the likes of General MacArthur, luring the enemy into a path of a very powerful weapon, a very loud Strider speaker, representing the child that won't stop playing the phone out loud on the train. 120 million views. So, a few things about this episode. It starts off normal, but we actually see the fuck flex off more of his animation skills with some pretty slick coordination. After nearly being killed by a toilet, a new Skibidi toilet enters, called Giant Rubber Skibidi Toilet. Actually, that's the terrorist model from Counter-Strike Source. He gets one-tapped by an even bigger speaker man, playing more copyrighted music about ruling the world. He eventually saves the day for camera and speaker kind, and this is the thing with this series. New characters will be introduced, so there's an even bigger threat to combat it, and then a new toilet is made to fight an even bigger threat, and so on, and it keeps going up and up and up. This is a metaphor for never-ending battles in this precious world of ours. If wars were to come to an end, we may endure an economic collapse, because a lot of our world's trade includes weapons, technology, and ammunition for war efforts in other countries. War is bad, guys. Don't be like Earth. Anyway, in the next episode, we sneak into Skibidi Toilet Base. That's it. Episode 26, 177 million views. Episode 27, 65 million views. In episode 28, we see how deep the toilet culture can go, now even having their own private mafias without the jurisdiction of their government. G-Man Skibidi Toilet. 78 million views. The cameramen celebrate the victories before being interrupted by a glitched Skibidi toilet. They get aimbotted and die, but this is where for the first time we have the perspective of the cameraman without a body. Could this mean that there's life even beyond death? Is there a cameraman Jesus? 88 million views. In this, we take the perspective of 2 cameramen held hostage. We see one of those scientist Skibidi toilets come around and use some black hat device, like in The Matrix when Agent Smith put the little robot in Anderson's stomach. This ultimately turns the friendly cameraman into a weapon against his own, which now I want to bring up. When these cameramen die, how do we see their footage? Are they always recording like a real CCTV camera? If so, do they upload it to the cloud? 83 million views. In episode 31, we see the beginnings of the toilet's new creation and practice. Confused, we are given a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare. 136 million views. The fight is failing. Cameramen around the city are dying. But luckily, they have a large speaker man to save them. Oh, never mind, he's gone rogue. 114 million views. After a long fight, night dawns on the cameramen. We see the G-Man Skibidi toilet destroy YouTube headquarters because the cameramen were storing their videos on YouTube or something, I don't know. We turn around and see a toilet cameraman hybrid, an experiment of camera toilet atrocities perhaps. Anyway, the video got 63 million views. By this point, you need to know that even though we are over halfway, writing something of substance for every episode is very hard. Most of this is nonsensical. I'm trying my hardest to play this up, okay? In this, we discover that the cameramen aren't all lost. These Skibidi Scat toilet parasites are removable, meaning they can still save their brothers. 120 million views. Having captured some test subjects, scientist cameramen have devised up a device to fry these parasites that leech the cameramen, causing a chain reaction like the DG2 Wunderwaffe from World at War. Could this mean that the cameramen are German? And could these scientists be a part of Group 935? However, we see that this weapon does not work on larger masses. Nevertheless, this is a first step in cameraman progress. 89 million views. We see the parasite microwave in full effect here. It's pretty good, pretty epic. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. 91 million views. Having adapted on the EMPD, the cameramen and speaker people now have a cannon of mass destruction. EMPD meaning electromagnetic parasite disabler. Be warned, the children's vocabulary is evolving. 93 million views. Having found the infected Titan Speaker Man once more, the speaker and cameraman are equipped to bring him home. Though, upon firing... Oh no, the G-Man Skibidi toilet appears again, blocking the shot. Whatever will they do? Again, another metaphor for endless wars. A stark reminder that while your army improves, your enemy is most likely 10 steps ahead of you. War is a game of 10D chess. Be Hikaru. Be 10 steps ahead. I am so happy that an SFM shitposter can convey such important messaging through avant-garde art like Skibidi Toilet 38. 58 million views. Our POV cameraman again experiences another near death before being saved by an ally of a new race. The TV man! Oh yeah, that... Who? He could paralyze the Skibidi toilet army into a hypnosis with an ultraviolet light, allowing the cameraman to dispose of them with ease. Look, they even smile. Just don't shine it in this room, please. No reason. Beep boop, 127 million views. By now, the aspect ratio for this series has been upgraded, given the title of our POV character, IMAX Man. Skibidi Toilet, sponsored by Christopher Nolan. Oppenheimer out this Friday. Oh yeah, also, there's bigger TV men this time. 34 million views. In this episode of Attack on TV Head, this time, he blasts a red light. This apparently was so loud that the Skibidi toilets reached out and pulled their own plugs. In the beginning, you had me. I couldn't take you seriously. In the middle, I could see the intrigue and fascination with this wacky series. But now, these guys are terrified, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that they could hypnotize and even manipulate the toilets into flushing themselves under a trance is quite unsettling. Not even I could be that poetic. It brings a tear to my eye. 28 million views. We see scientists use the hypnosis device, and TV men turn parasites against each other. Before we get another jump scare by Mr. Squid from Spider-Man, 21 million views. Scientists and spectators look on to see the large TV man in action, blasting the loud noises, yet to no effect, to which they actually just say, and fuck off, leaving the cameramen for dead. Could this fragile the alliance between cameramen and TV kind around the globe? Find out in the next episode. 21 million views. Nope, they're totally fine. They joined forces with the speaker people and made an ultra weapon, an even louder THX sound effect, which makes the toilets do a cringe so hard that they kill themselves. 32 million views. We finally see the infected Titan Speaker Man one more time, and in an effort to save him, the TV Titan strikes for the area where the parasite is, but he misses, poking a subwoofer out. Ugh, foul play, man. That's a penalty deduction of 10 points. 37 million views. Skibidi Toilet. Enough said. 33 million views. Having come so far, we now see a world of rubble, the aftermath of an endless war between toilet and camera kind. The Titan TV man finally confronts the G-Man toilet. With greater strength, he is winning the fight, before being ganked by not one, but two other Titans. Retreating back to the Shadow Realm before he's possessed by a toilet parasite. Do you realize the words that are coming out of my mouth? This video could land me in the psych ward, you know? 27 million views. In the last installment of Skibidi Toilet, we see the usual fight, but at the end, oh my god, a new enemy! Yeah, this is pretty much how the series goes. They will lose, they will win, new enemy introduced, and they'll lose again. Hope is lost, but a new friendly is introduced. Whatever, 16 million views. And so, with all the videos watched, we can conclude that toilet kind and TV kind are not very friendly and don't like each other. And series is big metaphor for endless wars around the world, which are very benign and pointless. We should all live in harmony and happily ever after and play Xbox together. This whole series so far has a total grand view count of 4,121,000,000 views. Could I have some of those? I like money. So, there's my video on the Skibidi toilet lore analysis. I cannot believe I read any of this shit out loud, so there's probably high chances that I'd be attributed to the Verruckt Asylum. So before that happens, subscribe, I guess.